Me today is my usual co-host, Tim Morse.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to 2 years of beautiful codexness. I am glad you're here. I hope you're ready for an awesome show today.
Oh yeah, I know I'm ready. I've been excited for this one. Yeah, so everybody, tomorrow on June 9th, the Codex Podcast will have been around for 2 years. And those of you who don't know, the Codex, first it started off as the Codex Podcast and eventually it
Mhm.
became the Codex Station. It
Oh,
has
yeah.
grown quite a bit, and the show that started it all, the Codex Podcast, continues on. And we've been on quite an episode for everybody today. Uh,
Yeah.
you may notice that Jamie's not here. Work schedules got in the way earlier in the week, but
It
today you'll see
it's
me and Tim, and you'll see Jamie later on.
it's being that Herald of Galactus that has him working overtime.
Yeah, well, going to other planets definitely will take out quite a bit of time.
He barely gets a coffee break.
But
Jeez, Galactus, another planet I just fed you an hour ago.
yeah, but don't we? We're still gonna make him work, and you know he will be on later on today. So yeah, today
Yeah.
Codex, excuse me, the Codex Station has two shows on today. Right now, the Codex Podcast, which will
Mhm.
officially get to the episode in a little bit. This is the pre-show. It should be a quicker one. We'll jump onto the regular show, and then a
Yeah.
little bit later will be Comic Character of the Week. And this week, the guys will be dealing with the Martian Manhunter. So make sure to check that
Martian
out later.
Manhunter. That's going to be amazing. I am sorry, ladies and gentlemen. I got crap in my eye. It is allergy season galore down south, and these won't quit. So sorry about that.
And who's counting? Is it Sal? Hello, Sal. Look forward to
Oh,
watching you later on. Right now, Sal gets to watch us. Later, we get to watch him.
the slab guy himself. Hiya, Sal. How's it going? This man knows his stuff. He knows all about the slabs. That's we don't call him the slab guy for nothing. So
That is
there you
right, yeah.
go. Yeah, smart dude.
And everybody today, the episode will be a little bit different from usual.
Mhm.
We're going back to the first episode. We're going to be doing some things a little bit going over, Codex after being around for 2 years, but still like the usual Codex podcast episodes, we will be doing a review to finish it off.
Mhm.
And today's one, we will review Batman Holy Terror.
Yes, I'm excited about that.
Oh yes, it is. I'm excited, and it's a very interesting story. And as usual, we would have comic book news. I'm just going with the rundown. Quite a bit of comic book news over this past week. Some interesting things, some cool things, some actual stuff about
Yeah,
comic books. Some stuff that is a bit controversial. And
head
yeah,
scratching to say
yeah,
the least.
yeah. And then too, I was watching over the first episode the other day. I'm like, oh, there's certain things I'm going to bring up, some little interesting facts that I make sure to write down. I think even you'll be pretty surprised at some things that were said on the first one.
Ah. I'm ready. I haven't seen the first episode in a long time. I watched parts of it to get ready for my interview with you guys way back in the day, but I don't think I've ever watched the episode all the way through. Oh,
Let's see.
wait.
There's a rumor right there.
Rumor mill. This guy. Spoiler alert, ladies and gentlemen, for those of you that haven't seen The Flash yet. I don't even think it's out
Not
officially.
yet. Still got a few days away.
Well,
Oh no,
there you
next week.
go.
We got a
There
week
you go.
away. A week and a day away. There you
Thanks,
go.
Sal.
Thanks, Sal. Now we know Howard the Duck is going to be in the Flash.
Jeez. First intercompany crossover.
I think we're going for the message. I think Sal really likes Howard the Duck, right?
I
he
think
does.
so.
I think yeah, he's a big Howard the Duck fan.
Oh, he had an ultra private viewing. Well, what you do on your own time, Sal, you should probably keep that to yourself, or at least wait till after dark.
Yeah, so there you go. There'll be more stuff, more time for you, Sal, to talk about all those
Oh,
private viewings. And
that's
now Sal
horrible.
says he hates that guy.
Ooh, hate that guy. It's water
Get your
time.
burpees.
Hydro
Yeah, water
homies,
time.
ladies and gentlemen, keep hydrated.
Yeah. So, yeah, everybody, if you feel like checking out the last episode of the Codex podcast, last week we were going over, we reviewed the Silver Surfer, the Herald Ordeal, the
Yes,
ratings around, and yeah, the F-lister was Trinity Sanctuary.
that I think is the most least creative name for an F-lister so far.
There have been quite a few bad ones, yeah. think we were saying that the brown bomber is one that will always be pretty hard to beat in egg foo, but
That's horrible.
yeah, Turner D
Oh
Sanctuary,
man.
whose name was Clifford Michaels.
Right? Nothing to do with who he became, a villain.
Yeah, so if make sure you go check that out. And yeah, check out we got a bunch of stuff at the Codex podcast. But yeah, like I
Yeah.
said, so the Codex podcast episode we'll deal with some more stuff that was like in the older episodes today. Like we will be having a mail call on the show, and we will be
Yeah.
having how it works. So certain things that were a bit older style.
Got a
And then
nice little stack of
yeah,
books to
a nice
show
little
you.
stack. I got some right next to me.
Right
And
on.
then next week we'll be back to the usual style. And we'll be back on the usual day, Tuesday. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Jamie will be with us next week too, won't he? Or will it just be me and you again?
he is scheduled to be with us.
Okay. Awesome.
Yeah. So it should be back to the three. We
Right
will
on.
see. Sometimes life happens, and
Mm-hmm.
somebody's over there. Somebody's in the cosmos searching for planets for
Right.
Galactus to conquer. Well,
What a
eat.
guy.
But hey, remember, don't forget. Last time when we were going over the do you know questions, Galactus no longer hungers for planets. He hungers for knowledge now.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, the dumbest change to the most powerful cosmic being in the world. Just give me a book. I'm good with that. No,
Exactly,
Galactus,
yeah.
no. You eat planets, guy. You're not you unless you have a planet.
Yeah, well, we'll see.
God.
I think in the years' time he'll somewhere along the lines he's gonna hunger for planets again.
Yeah. Enough with these books. I get plenty of knowledge when I eat these planets. I'm just gonna eat a planet. I need another Herald.
I can't even read these books because
They're
they're
so
they're
tiny.
smaller than my eyeballs. So
Frustrated Galactus. I can't read. I don't have my reading glasses.
there you go. That's why he gets new heralds. They can read him books now.
Oh my god.
Fly up on my ear and read me some history.
Yeah, absolutely. God. Are you ready, Sonny?
I am ready. I'm ready. It's time for episode 81. Time for us to officially celebrate 2 years of the Code X podcast.
There you go. Enjoy this groovy bass tune, ladies and gentlemen. We will be back in 30 seconds.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Code X podcast. As usual, I'm your host, Sonny Kruger, and joining me today is my usual co-host, Tim Morse.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of the Codex podcast. Happy 2 years, Codex Sonny. Congratulations. Way to go.
Thank you. Happy 2 years to you as well. You are part of the team. Yes, 2 years ago, back on June 9th, me and Jamie had our first episode of the Code X podcast. And I would like to thank God and Jesus and Mother Mary and Mary Magdalene. And I just want to wish everybody that I hope you enjoy this very holy episode. And if you aren't so holy, well, then it might be a terror for you.
Ooh.
Because today we will be reviewing Batman Holy Terror.
Yeah, that is going to be an exciting one.
Oh, yeah. And I think it really goes well with the show because 2 years ago on the first episode of the Codex podcast, the very first story we reviewed was Batman White Knight. So it's good that today we will review another Elseworld story of Batman. And to my story for Jamie was the Punisher, Circle of Blood, and I wore the same shirt, the Punisher shirt on the first episode. And then we do have some comic book news about the Punisher.
Yeah.
But before we get onto all the the news, all the stuff that's been going on, Tim, as usual, you have a bit of a rundown on stuff for Code X, Patreon.
Yeah, so
sponsors.
we got about a minute and a half worth of business, ladies and gentlemen. Give you some time to scoot on into that easy chair,
Drink that
relax,
water.
stay hydrated. It's pretty hot out there. But ladies and gentlemen, as always, you can find us on all the socials. All you got to do is type in at the Codex Station, and that is where you will find us, your favorite social media platforms, and where we're live streaming right now on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, and our new platform, Kick. So definitely hit the like, share, subscribe, and follow. It helps us bring more content to you all the time, every time. If you can see that neat little QR code right up there, go ahead and use your smartphone and do that thing that needs to be done to become a patron member. There you go. For the price of a cup of coffee, you can get some awesome exclusive only content that is available right there on Patreon. And you get to meet and interact with your favorite hosts, from Jamie all the way down to Sonny, Kristen.
The
Uh,
top.
oh, sorry.
You're not putting me and Kristen down there.
So
You're
from
very
Jamie,
popular.
Sonny, and Kristen, all the way down to me, Sal, Wes, Dan, Kevin, yeah, everybody else. Those three are up at the top. We're at the bottom. But yes, become a patron member if you please. We would love it, and I know you will too. Also, we have a website, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to give you 2 seconds to guess what that is. Oh, it's thecodexstation.com for all your codex needs. Meet the team, get some merch, and so much more. Bios are on the way or should be up now. Give you some tidbits and information on your favorite hosts. And last but not least, the sponsor for this week's episode is W Energy. Go ahead and head over there, w.gg, to save 10% on your order by using keyword code -X at checkout. Awesome energy drink, no jitters, no crash. Sal loves it, Jamie loves it, I love it, everybody does. You guys will too.
Yes, that is right. Go check that out. Save yourself some money, get that 10% discount, give yourself some energy. And then when it comes to that Patreon, mention a few things we got going. Like I said, there's the $3 tier, and then there's the $7 one. And look at that, you get to comment on stuff with like the Codex Podcast After Dark, or you get back behind the scenes of
Yeah.
all the shows, the Codex Podcast After Dark, Comic Character of the Week. Also, your name will be at the end of each episode. You can get a customer shout out from your favorite host, no matter who it may be.
Speaking of which, we'll do that right now. My mom's birthday was 2 days ago, so happy birthday to the woman that brought me into this world. If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be into comic books. Love you, Mom.
Happy birthday to Tim's mother. Thank you for bringing a very good friend of mine and my fellow co host into
Eh,
this world. Thank you very much. The
you're
show
welcome,
wouldn't be the
Sonny.
same without you. I'd be just here talking and just me talking, talking, talking.
Yeah, yeah,
So,
you'd be sitting here
happy
by
birthday.
yourself. Yep.
Happy birthday. Thank you for making me not such a lonely person who just hangs out by himself.
Right on. See, Mom, you've done more for comic books than the world could ever know.
That is right. And don't forget, yeah, more that Patreon. Yeah, there was a lot of more even things. Yeah, you could pick a character comic. You can pick a character for comic character of the week. You can
Mhm.
topic for After Dark, and then one day, yeah, there'd be an epic. Do you know show? But
Yes.
it'll be a little bit later. But yeah, so
Yeah.
like I said, so many things for that Patreon. Go check it out.
Yeah. Well worth your time, guys.
Yeah, and now before I get on to that comic book news, actually, in the very first episode 2 years ago on the Codex podcast, we did a topic of the week before we even did the news. The
Ooh,
news wasn't
wow.
even our first thing. Yeah, first me and Jamie talked about ourselves, to introduce ourselves to everyone. Then we did the topic of the week, and that week, the topic of the week for the very first episode was: should comic characters age in real time?
Interesting.
Yeah,
I know we have talked about that briefly on Breaking the Code, and I know we discussed it on After Dark too. So that conversation bit's been everywhere. That's
yeah.
awesome.
Yes, that was in the very first one. And the very first time was kind of like undecided. But you know what? 2 years later, I can decide and say I prefer for them not to age. I like
Interesting.
them being the way they are. And then maybe in Elseworld stories and miniseries, they can age. You
I
know,
hear that. I
but
can get behind that. I also would like to see a dedicated universe. Maybe one of the big two could do this, where they take the same characters but age them and age them out. I think that would be
in
kind of
an
cool.
else like an Elseworld, so
Yeah.
you got the Bane stuff. Yeah, that'd be really cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
because I don't know if I'd really like 10 years of like somebody being like, oh, they're older. Ah, my back. Nursing home time for 5 years.
Right, there you go. Yeah, Batman, you're done. No, I can still do it. The writers can breathe life into me.
Yeah. So here we are. 2 years later, I made my decision. Also, some interesting things were that it's a couple days ago. I watched the first episode. I guess I took down those notes about that, and I did say, I'm like, hey, I'm gonna mess up, and I was like looking down a lot. I did say, hey, I'm gonna mess up, but I did say I live and I learn, and I must say I have lived and I have learned, and I like to believe I'm a lot better of a host now than I was back on episode one. Here I am 80 episodes later.
You are
So
well seasoned, Sonny.
yeah, I am used to it. Yeah. Even too when I look back, I was like, yeah, I could tell at times me and Jamie sometimes like, okay, so next topic, okay. Or
Yeah,
next thing. Yeah. So now we got it down. We know
that's
what we're
right.
doing. Another thing that was mentioned was we were saying, and we mentioned, hey, maybe one day we'll get past 100 episodes. And I thought that was interesting because here we are, 2 years in, we're at episode 81. 100 is approaching.
19 episodes away, 19 weeks
Yeah,
from now. Yeah.
we are. And one more thing that I took down the note that Jamie mentioned in the very first episode that, hey, there's going to be a Flash movie, and he mentioned that the rumors are Michael Keaton will be in the Flash movie and will wear the bat suit.
That was 2 years ago. Look
So
at
yeah,
that.
yeah, that was mentioned in the very first episode 2 years ago, and here we
Wow.
are, 2 years later, only about a week and a day away from the Flash movie coming out. And hey, spoiler, we know that Michael Keaton will be in there
Did
and wearing bat suit.
Sonny, did you believe the rumor?
It's kind of just more like listen, like we'll see how it goes. Maybe I'll wait until I see something more. But yeah.
Fair enough. Fair enough. It's not like when No Way Home came out, where it was Marvel's worst kept secret ever.
Oh yeah. No, don't worry. We
It's
know what we're
not real.
talking about. Yeah.
Right on. That's awesome. How today's episode, the culmination of 2 years, we're kind of talking about some of the same stuff you guys were talking about 2 years ago. That's
Yeah.
amazing.
So very interesting stuff. I did want to mention to everyone and to everyone before I got into the comic book news. Also check out one thing. If you missed the pre-show, we're having some fun talking there. And with that Patreon, you do get to see if you like. Let's say now you missed a pre-show, or you go back to an old episode of the Codex podcast,
Yeah,
or After Dark, or anything, and you're like, man, I really wish I saw the pre-show. You can get it through the Patreon.
that's right.
So you go
Pre-shows
check
will
that
be
out.
available there.
Yeah. And now I think we can officially move on to the comic book news of the week. And I will start us off with the rundown.
All right.
Okay, to start the news off this week, we have some good news. And that is that Miles Morales is set to get a live action movie, and Spider Woman is set to get an animated movie. Now, this has been said by producer Amy Pascal, and she has said that they are both in the works.
Nice.
Yeah,
I
they,
am excited about that. I think the Spider Woman was that's not Jessica Drew. That's the Spider Woman from the 80s and 90s, right?
oh, you know what? I would have to, not too sure. She said Spider Woman.
While
Well,
you
no.
go through the
Oh,
rest of the news, I will confirm or deny those rumors.
oh, yeah. And Rob Liefeld has revealed Shatterstorm.
Oh my God. Give me a second. Let
Would
me
you like
show
to show
these
the picture
people.
of this character? I'm guessing there she is. I'm guessing she's the sister of Shatterstar because she looks just like Shatterstar, but with breasts. And yeah, a bit of a thinner waist. So there she is. There is Shatterstorm, and she is set to debut in Deadpool Better Blood. And you know something, Tim? Better Blood the issue number 1 just came out yesterday.
Right. I saw that at my local comic shop where I work part time. It's awesome. I love it. And I put those issues out yesterday. And I was talking to somebody about that, about Rob specifically. And I was like, when Rob puts himself to task on his own, he's horrible. But I said, look at this cover. The cover looks pretty solid. I said, all he did was the pencils. Whoever came in and inked and colored made him look good.
And we know he won't take the credit. And we know he will take all of the credit for the good
Yeah.
stuff. And
Oh,
then,
yeah.
if it's bad, you know what? Actually, it was so and so. They messed up.
And as far as the Spider-Woman movie goes, it's been announced, but it is with Jessica Drew.
Okay, Jessica, sure.
Yeah.
Good. Glad to hear it. And then there was some news. I know we're definitely going to chat a bit about this one after we get to the run through. But yes,
Yeah.
the showrunner has left social media over after whitewashing accusations. Let me word that better. The X-Men 97 showrunner has left social media after the whitewashing accusations over the character Sunspot. We'll get onto that in a little bit.
I got some things to say.
Oh yeah, me too. I know we've been wanting to talk
Lord.
about that one,
Yes.
but we have some good news here. Some news that I really like, and I know you definitely would like it. You being a Star Trek fan,
Mhm.
and that is that actor Michael Dorn will be writing his first comic book at the age of 70. And those of you who don't know, Michael Dorn played the character Worf in
Mhm.
Star Trek, and he also voiced the character of Steel in Superman the animated series. And he is set to, he is writing a Steel comic book. So I'm
That
very glad to
is
see that.
that is wonderful. The man who voiced Steel, who played the iconic character Worf. Yeah, Michael Dorn is perfect. I can't wait for that.
Yeah, seeing everybody, it's never too late. He is 70 years old and he's writing his first series.
Yep.
And yeah, so that should be a great one. And also, a little fact about Michael Dorn is that it is said that he is the actor who has acted in the most Star Trek episodes. That
Yep.
he played Worf for 5 movies and he played Worf for 284 episodes.
Across two different shows. Star Trek, The Next Generation, and Deep Space Nine. Yeah.
There you go. So a little bit about Michael Dorn, like I said, first comic book at 70.
Yep.
And then also we have some more news, and that is about the release dates of 2 shows. Loki season 2 is set to come out October 6th, and Echo is set to come out November 29th. Now, Loki season 2 will come out the usual week
Yep.
by week, but Echo, once that comes out November 29th, they are putting the full season on.
Yeah, I think that's going to be all right. Not everybody gets into episodes released in consecutive weeks. I don't mind that. That doesn't bother me. But I know a lot of people want to just binge through the whole thing and be done in a day. I'd rather pace it out.
I usually do. I mean, I get both senses. Sometimes I do
Yeah.
like to give it longer, and then sometimes I do just want it next. But then
Yep.
sometimes I'm like, dang it, I went through it so fast.
Oh, with when Daredevil came out on Netflix, I think I had that done in 2 or 3 days. Yeah.
It happens.
Yeah.
And then with those shows both coming out October 6th and October 6th and November 29th, people are saying that the X-Men 97 animated series is again pushed back. Right now they're looking at a release date. It's a guesstimate of January 3rd, and I'm gonna say no. I'm
You don't think so?
confident.
You don't think it'll come out in January?
I'm very confident that it will not be January 3rd.
Wow. Okay.
Very confident about that one. Hey, I'd love it for it, but I'm just like, don't get too excited. It's getting
Only
pushed back
watch
again
it on Saturdays.
in the morning.
Yes, in the morning at 10 o'clock.
And in little X-Men pajamas.
Yes.
I'm looking forward to it.
I am too. I loved X-Men back in the day when it was on. That was part of the hour-and-a-half power hour of animated shows. It was X-Men, Spider-Man, and Batman the Animated Series. You could
Yeah.
not go wrong. Though that was it. After school or on Saturdays or whenever it was on for you guys, right? Nobody bothered you. No, X-Men's on. I'm not doing anything till after X-Men.
Those 3 were amazing shows. Even now,
Yeah.
all these years later, and as an adult, go back and watch them. They're still awesome.
Here's a fun fact
As you
for
can
you.
tell, I still huge fan.
It in the Spider-Man animated series, Spider-Man never threw a punch.
Oh wow,
Yep,
I did not realize
never
that.
threw a punch. Yeah, because I think the producers at that time were like, Spider-Man doesn't hit people. Have you read the comic books?
Wow, I was gonna say I always just think of him as
Yeah.
punching. I guess.
Nope, never punched.
Yes. Well, maybe I guess he just always moved out of the way. Wow, very
Yeah, there you
interesting.
go. Watch out,
Okay.
lizard.
And then speaking of some animated shows, there's an animated movie set to come out, and that is the Justice League War World, which is
Yeah.
set to come out July 25th. And that is rated R. So there was a trailer that came out for it. Looks pretty interesting. Yeah, I'm guessing with the violence is what it mostly
Mm,
focusing on Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman. But there are other characters involved, like the Martian Manhunter. Hey, if you want to know more about the Martian Manhunter later on today, comic character of the week, the guys are focusing on the Martian Manhunter.
There you go.
Another character that will be involved on in the movie is Lobo, and another one that really surprised me when I saw him in the trailer was Jonah Hex, who will also be in the movie.
Interesting. So if Lobo's in there, you can guarantee an F-bomb being dropped.
Oh yeah,
And you'll hear Bastich's every other word.
he probably gives it the rated R, the R rating
Yes.
alone. Aside from
Yes.
the violence, like I said,
Yeah.
Lobo will drop some bombs, some F bombs.
Oh, yeah.
And then today, I said that's not it. We still have a lot of news. There was a secret invasion video, and now in the, I believe it was the comic character of the day Facebook page,
Mhm.
uh, our viewer on Dan Kelly, he posted like, here's the link, and he gave the password. So I went to it and I watched it, and it's like a 5-minute video of it's like a scene in the Secret Invasion show,
Interesting.
and then it goes for maybe like 3 or 4 minutes, and then it goes to a bit of a trailer, and yeah, that's already coming up. June 21st, Secret Invasion show airs.
That
Will
is not
debut
too
premiere.
far away. I'm excited about that too.
Yeah, so check it out when you get a chance.
Yeah.
And then now there's one last thing. We could talk about this after, because I know we really want to talk about some of the other stuff, and then we can talk about this. The Punisher. Has the Punisher come to an end? There's been talk of the comic book world. Is that the Punisher's latest series where he changed the symbol. He was wearing a symbol
Mhm.
for the hand. It has come to an end, and people are pretty torn about the ending of the future or the end of the Punisher. Now, earlier, Tim, we were chatting,
Yeah.
and we both heard some different things.
Well, if people haven't read it yet, I think it's still too soon for me to say what I've heard. But I think a lot of people have read it, but I want to give some other people a chance to check it out. But yeah, my opinion on it, real fast before you tell me what you heard, Sonny, because you didn't tell me in the warm up. Um, things are going to go back to normal. There's no way around that. I mean, the skull change, right? There was big controversy with that. Everybody got upset. Well, not everybody, but a lot of people did. Dudes, it's going to change. It's going to come back. The regular skull is going to come back. Frank Castle obviously is possessed and working for the Hand. That is out of character for Frank Castle because the Hand are assassins and they're bad guys, and Frank kills bad guys with bullets. Lots and lots of bullets. But the Hand got him somehow, some way. I haven't read the series, and the series was never intended to be completely ongoing. I believe it ended at 12. Is that right?
I
12
believe
issues?
so.
Yeah, so it was only intended for that much, and that's it. And we'll see what happens. Now, Sonny, what did you hear?
Now the thing is, I think I heard the ending. So, like you said, maybe I'm not too sure if I should mention it, but I will say the Punisher no longer cares to kill because he has a hunger for knowledge. No, I'm joking. That's Galactus. That's Galactus who now has a hunger for knowledge. We were going over the pre-show and last week in the Galactus
Yeah.
hungers for knowledge. But the Punisher, what I heard is that that he's given up this, and that for me, maybe I won't give away the whole thing. What I heard, give people a little bit more time,
Mhm.
but for me in the story, what I heard, the most thing that annoyed me was with somebody else close with the Punisher that seemed very out of character. That has me like, I don't really care for that in the ending. So
We'll
maybe in
have to.
another week we'll give everybody a little bit more time to check it out, but
Yeah.
and then we can find out who's right, if what I heard is right or what you heard is right.
You'll have to tell me after the episode's over.
Yeah, we'll figure out
Yeah.
the ending, or is it over the Punisher? But yeah,
The
I do think
beginning.
regardless of what happens, I think somewhere along the line, the Punisher will be back to wearing the skull.
Yeah, that's
And
coming back. That's never going away. It's too iconic.
yeah, it is. Regardless of everything that's gone on, some people have used it. It is still the Punisher symbol. It's one of the most known and iconic symbols in all of
Yeah.
comic books.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I think
Yeah.
it will be back.
Yeah. Well, 110%.
All right, but speaking about people getting mad, I know there was something and accusations of Bo DiMaio that got you a bit upset. Bo DiMaio, the showrunner for the X-Men '97 series.
Yeah. X-Men 97, ladies and gentlemen. And look at that guy down in the bottom corner. Not
Next,
Jubilee, on
next
the
to
other
Wolverine.
side.
Yep.
That's right. That would be Sunspot. I'm going to give you, if you don't know your X-Men history, Sunspot is Brazilian, right?
Yep.
Not a
Roberto
Brazilian
da Costa.
wax, but he's Brazilian. So, with that being said, Sonny, please tell us about the dumbest thing we have heard so far this year.
So yeah, I agree with you that it is probably the dumbest thing we've heard. Is that people are saying it is whitewashing the character because the actor, although he is Brazilian, like the character Roberto da Costa, Sunspot. There we go. There's the actor playing him.
Yeah,
His name is
he's
Gui.
Brazilian
Yeah,
too.
Gui Augustini, who is Brazilian, will be voicing Sunspot in the show X-Men 97, and people are saying he's too light skinned. It's whitewashing. Even though he is Brazilian, and like you said earlier when we were chatting, he speaks Portuguese,
Spanish and
yes,
English fluently.
like you said too, and it is voice acting, acting, and but he is Brazilian, like the character.
So
So
let's
I
look at
don't,
this real
yeah,
quick. Look at Sunspot down there in the corner.
yeah.
All sunspotty, all Brazilian. And check this guy out, who was born in Brazil, now lives in the United States. He's Brazilian, right? Natural Brazilian citizen, moved to America, voice acts and does on film acting. And a Brazilian actor, ladies and gentlemen, one more time, a Brazilian actor is going to do voice work for a Brazilian mutant.
And people are complaining. Yeah, we
It's
earlier. Remember,
weird.
I told you somebody even compared it to saying it's like a white man voicing T'Challa.
If they knew who created T'Challa, their heads would explode.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. I guarantee they don't know who created him.
Probably not.
Yes. But also one thing, yeah, how people were saying that, and that I got it read right here, or I got
Yeah,
it right here.
please
Yeah.
go
So
right ahead.
Bo DeMaio is the one who is the showrunner for X-Men 97, and he's the one who cast Gui to voice Sunspot.
A
And
Brazilian, mind you.
yes, a Brazilian to
Keep that
voice a
in mind.
Brazilian. But he's being called, it's called whitewashing, because of the color of his skin. And I must say first, before I get to reading that part, is that a lot of people saying it's whitewashing are the same people who are like, let's say for instance, Wonder Man, how there's going to be a black actor playing him. If
Yeah.
somebody said, hey, he should be white, they're the same people who are like, it shouldn't matter about color. But then
Right.
they'll be the ones complaining about this.
Exactly.
And with both situations, I stick to, if you can I really want someone to bring the spirit of the character to life. That's the most thing I hope for. Is it seems like the character would act and what they would do. It seems legit, like they are the character. But now, Bo DeMaio responded to some of the criticisms saying, I will not indulge fans believing that they are entitled to be the arbiter of someone else's identity and whether or not they are this or that enough. At the proper time, there'll be plenty of insights into what decisions we made and why. When Marvel gives me the go, I will be very frank and transparent. And people were not happy with that response. They were mad. They
Ooh,
were like,
no.
wow, how dare you respond that way? We expected something so much better. And
How
he,
dare you
you know,
tell me that I'm a jerk when I told you you were a jerk first?
exactly. And yeah, so he responded to that saying, I value fans' opinions, but the sheer amount of vitriol in the last 24 hours is truly taxing and actually risks working against what you're trying to do, as it's now closed off an access point because I have to protect myself. And he was being even called a race traitor. And now Bo has left social media.
Give us your opinion, Sonny. How do you feel about this?
I think pretty similar to you. We think it is ridiculous, which it is.
I think I might have some stronger words, though.
Yeah, no problem. You can say it, but yeah, ridiculous. And yeah, I said it truly is bullying, and it's saying I want this, then here you've gotten it, but no, but I want it this way.
Yeah,
Like they said, they're who are they to say we want a Brazilian? Okay, here's a Brazilian. No, he's not Brazilian enough. His skin color isn't dark enough,
right.
and he's voice acting. That is the thing. It is voice acting. When it comes to voice acting, I really don't like. Why does it matter? Can you sound I'm more like, do they sound like the character would sound? Not like, well, do they look like the character?
Right?
Vin Diesel doesn't look like Groot.
Right? He's
You're always
not a
gonna be mad.
tree.
Yeah, well, what? When are they gonna get a tree to do his voice?
Bradley
You know?
Cooper's not a raccoon.
Yeah, I mean, look at his eyes. They're not even like they don't even have the bags under his eyes. Ridiculous. He's a
Josh
race trader.
Brolin's not purple. He's not
Yeah,
a purple alien.
race trader.
Right? What a jerk.
Yeah, so that yeah, that's basically what I have to say. Ridiculous. Tim, what do you have to say about all
Okay.
this
So
nonsense?
that's exactly what it is. This is 110% foolish nonsense, right? These people that, and I use that term loosely, these people that are bitching and complaining about this, right? They complain about everything. Nothing is good enough. Nothing is exactly the way they want it. And if it goes against whatever they feel it should be, it needs to be canceled. And then they come with every adjective they can come out with, every buzzword to deflect away from them to what they perceive as a major problem. Guys, it's not really. This is nothing. This is a nothing burger. The dude, let me show him to you again, is Brazilian. He was born in Brazil, right? He speaks 3
Mm,
languages, English, Spanish, and Portuguese. This man's smarter than most of us. On that aspect alone, right? Dude can speak 2 foreign languages, one of which is natural for him, right? So
yeah,
there's that. Come on, guys, get your panties out of your crack and chill the F out. This is not that big a deal. It really isn't. I mean, it's voice acting for one. So you need somebody that can use their voice to project the personality into the character they're trying to portray, right? Robin Williams was not a blue genie stuck in a bottle, but the man was animated and the man could voice act as well as on screen act. This guy will be no different, right? He can
yeah,
act, obviously, and I'm pretty confident he can do voice acting, right? If
yeah.
he hasn't
You know,
already
James
done
Earl Jones is Darth Vader. I mean, how
it, right?
iconic that is.
So yeah, there's an instance right there. Anakin Skywalker was white, right? And he was voiced as Darth Vader by a black man.
It's one of
None
the
of
best
you have a
voiceovers ever. Yeah.
Nobody has a problem with that. Nobody has a problem with that whatsoever. And you're going to complain about this, a natural born Brazilian citizen voice acting a Brazilian fictional character. Guys, you really need to relax 110% because you make this hobby that we all love toxic. And it's you and whoever I'm pointing my finger at, if you're gasping for breath because of this, then I'm talking to you. You need to knock it off because you're making people not want to be a part of this hobby that is awesome, amazing, and inclusive of everybody, right? Everybody. It's not just you, not just the way you want it. The people that are making these things and doing these things are making and doing these things for a reason. If you don't like it, don't watch it. If you don't like it, don't read it, right? But don't
Yeah.
open your mouth and run it like diarrhea and spout nonsense and hate toward people that don't want to hear what you have to say. That's all I got to say about it.
Beautifully said, Tim. Beautifully said.
There you go.
Nah. Anything else for the comic book news? I think that was
I think
great.
that's it. I think that's all that we have to say today.
All right, that is. I'm sure we'll hear more about Rob Liefeld's Shatterstorm another day. 'Cause
Yeah.
there's more characters coming that way.
Yeah.
But all right, man. Now, like some of the older shows, it wasn't in the first one, but it started, I believe, in episode 3. You started having mail call.
Ooh.
So let me look real quick.
Ah.
That was yes. Oh, the way back in episode. Yeah, my notes say episode 3 was the first mail call. Yes. So today's a bit of a mail call slash. What were you calling it earlier? The gems.
Back issue gems and treasures.
That's right. Some back issue gems and treasures and
Mhm.
mail call. Tim, would you like to go first or me? Who?
Sure, I will go ahead and go because I've got some surprises for you, Sonny.
Oh yeah.
So first off, I've got a mixture of some new stuff and some old stuff. But this one I wanted to show right away. This is one of the most gorgeous covers I have seen in quite a while, and I think you will agree with me, Sonny. This is Storm #1, just came out, brand new, and I got the art drum cover, and it looks
Oh,
amazing.
that does, man. Wow, I do even everything about it, like the way she looks in it, even though the way her name Storm even says in there. That's
Looks
top notch.
wonderful. This is top-notch artwork right here.
Is it the regular variant cover?
Yeah, this is the art
Yeah.
germ variant cover.
Oh,
Yeah,
that is
well
nice
worth
and mad.
getting. Yeah. Now let me show you. This is an actual mail call. I got this in the mail from our wonderful co-host on After Dark and Codex Slabbed and Comic Character of the Week. Got this from Sal. And excuse me, Doom arrives when Doom wants to, and he is here.
Nice. Those the Alex Ross covers, right?
Yep, the timeless variant. This
Timeless.
one is my favorite, and he had an extra copy, and this was one I just couldn't find anywhere, and he was gracious enough to let me have one.
After the show, remind me to give Sal my address in case he feels like sending me
Yeah,
some stuff.
I'll let him know.
Yeah, I really
These
like a Juggernaut slab. It would be very nice.
Yeah, 110%. These I got at my local comic shop, which is My Guys Comics in Clinton, Tennessee. If you guys have not been there and you're in the area, go check it out. Awesome people are there, great conversation, and a wonderful atmosphere. I got Venom Lethal Protector #5
Nice.
and got Venom Lethal Protector #6.
Nice. I love #6, especially
I
because
do too. That
I'll
cover.
always I always think of how I took that random guess in the "Do you know" section. Now I see it. Always good memories. And the little S I have behind me has a little image of Lethal Protector #6.
Ooh, very nice. Now I'm going to get into some the older stuff that I got. So we have here Peter Parker, the Spectacular Spider-Man #1. Got this out of a collection from my good friend
Wow.
Keith. This was you've heard me talk about it before. I've bought a collection off of him, and this was one of those books. This is a book I've always wanted to get my hands on, and now I have it.
Wow.
Absolutely
Is
fantastic.
it the first appearance of Tarantula?
I think it's the first appearance. No, the stinging return of the
Okay.
tarantula. So
Okay.
it's more. It's past
Early.
1, but below 5, I think, somewhere in there. Check this out, though. Got this at My Guys too, and this is DC versus Marvel Comics. This is issue #1. But the
Ooh.
cool thing is that right there, the DC Universe logo.
Oh wow.
Incredibly difficult to find, especially in this type of condition. This is going to get graded
I was just
110%.
I was just gonna ask, how did you get that?
Found it in the back issue bins. Yep.
Lucky.
Here's something, some awesome Joe Quesada artwork when he did stuff for DC in the 90s. This is a character I think we'll see more of in the future. This is the Ray #1.
Cool.
90s gimmicky awesomeness. Can't go wrong there.
Oh, maybe he'll make a return. Yeah.
I think so. I think that's somebody we'll see in the future. But this is somebody we've seen before and we will see again. This is Vigilante, and this is issue #1.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
we got to see more Vigilante. Come on, if you see
Oh, yeah.
Peacemaker, you got to see more Vigilante.
That's right. Now,
Nice.
here is something that is pretty awesome. This is Grant Morrison and Frank Quitely. This is All Star Superman #1.
As I said,
Classic cover.
my favorite Superman story, also Superman.
I love this story. This story is amazing. And if you haven't read it, you guys need to.
Yes.
This one's for Sal. He has shown the gold version of this, and I don't have that. I just have the regular foil. But this is one of the greatest stories for X-Men in the 90s. This is X-Men Alpha #1, the beginning of Age of Apocalypse.
Oh, I love that. Another one of my favorite stories.
Oh,
I
yeah.
got it somewhere next to me at the Age of Apocalypse.
Wonderful story. I don't see Sunspot on the cover, though, but I know he's in here somewhere. Oh,
Probably being
that,
whitewashed somewhere, right?
that's Sunfire. Yeah.
Okay.
Here is an awesome intercompany crossover, though not DC and Marvel. This is DC and Dark Horse. This is Batman vs. Predator #1.
That's awesome, man. Was it a 4-part series or
3. It was 3
3? Okay,
parts.
3
You
part
had the
series.
3 newsstand versions like this, the regular comic format, and then there are 3 deluxe versions. Issue 1 has 2 covers, one of Batman, one of the Predator.
Great artwork too.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Very awesome. Next, we have a book that was one in the group of the first books I ever got when I was a kid from my mom that got me started on this wonderful journey of comic books. And this is Chrome #1. That's
Okay, yeah.
early Kelly Jones artwork, guys.
I remember you mentioning Chrome that you like Chrome, yeah. So
Well, this is it right here. And this is awesome to read. It's only 3 issues, but it's really cool. Definitely worth checking out and
looks
seeing
cool. I like
early
the
Kelly
cover.
Jones. Yeah. Yeah. Isn't that awesome? That is
It is.
amazing. Next, these are the 2 that are for you, Sonny. So, who is my favorite Herald of Galactus? Do you remember?
Aunt May.
No. Terex. This is his first
There's
appearance.
T-Rex, the tamer.
Yeah. And I showed this when we were talking about
Do you
Heralds,
know? Yeah.
but now you get a better look at it. But this is the one I really wanted to show you because after that episode was over, my paycheck came in for the week, and I went and got this because I had to. So this is Marvel Team Up number 137 with Aunt May and Franklin Richards. Not a
Yeah.
hoax, not a what if, not an imaginary story. This is Golden Oldie.
There we go. Aunt May was the hero of Galactus.
I had to get it, Sonny. I had to, and I've been waiting to show this to you.
Oh, Tim is doing awesome. One of the most out there stories ever.
Right. Yeah, Galactus loves shortbread. So there you go. First appearance of Golden Oldie. Check it out, ladies and gentlemen. Sonny, show me some awesomeness. I can't wait to
Okay,
see it.
I'll show you what I got. So first, we'll start off. I should have been grabbing these while you were showing yours. I'm almost there. I'm almost got them all.
Slowly but surely.
Oh yeah.
Surely but slowly.
Yes.
Look
Yes.
at that
Yes.
awesome
Yes.
room, ladies and gentlemen. That's a beautiful room with his bowed down shelves for all those graphic novels and
Oh yeah.
omnibuses.
One. Yeah. Hopefully they don't break. Okay. So here we go.
What do you got?
It's mail call, and now Tim. I haven't showed you guys this before, but I can retire.
Ooh, did you? You
Yes.
did.
I have
All
Dark Hawk.
hail Darkhawk.
Dark Hawk #1. I can retire. Yeah. There
This
we
is
go.
Sonny's last episode, ladies and gentlemen. He is off to bigger and better things with his own island and private jet.
Hey, were you going through my messages, finding out what
Maybe.
I'm buying? Well, I can also add another thing onto that because I also have Darkhawk #2.
Now you're just bragging at this
Yeah,
point. Can
yeah.
you
So
hold both of those up together so people, us lower citizens, can see what 1 and 2 look like at the
there we
same
go.
time? Wow, that's amazing. Right there, ladies and gentlemen, piece of history.
Yeah. Darkhawk #1 and 2. But also
Welcome
got
to the club, Sonny. Welcome to the club.
thank you. I've been excited to share with everyone. I got Darkhawk #1. But I also got this one. This one I was after I saw it posted in some comic book group, and I'm like, I want that. So
Okay.
I won it. And this is If You Don't Believe in Ghosts, number
That's
39.
cool. Old DC horror. Uncle Gary would love the crap out of that.
I do. Well, I love the crap out of it too. And
Nice.
I wanted at a bid on eBay, and they had given me some other stuff with it. Like I just ordered that one, and it came with this. It's a nice surprise.
House
Do you
of
dare enter
Mystery.
the House of Mystery?
What issue number is that?
176.
Wow.
Yes,
That's awesome.
so it was a great surprise. And then on top of it, they gave me like some stickers, like South Park stickers and
Right
Futurama
on.
stickers. So okay, cool. I will take that. And this
Nice.
is another mail card. This is one of my favorite covers, and it is the Nightwing number 92. It is
That's
the
cool.
variant cover. The variant cover by Jamal Campbell. This is one of my favorite covers of any comic. That one, I love that one.
That's great. That's a good cover.
So I've been I went to the comic shop the other day and got quite a few comics. No, so I'm fixing some things up, doing some bagging and boarding. So there are some behind each other. So I will fix things. But I did make sure to get Nightwing number 78, the first appearance of Bitewing.
Nice.
So I was excited about that. I see it as a third printing, but I'm still happy with it.
That's
I still
okay.
like it.
That
No,
cover looks amazing.
yeah, I love it. Not bad for $4.
Yeah, no, not at all.
All right, so now we get into a lot more stuff that I was getting. I had a fun day at the comic shop. Real quick, it said buy one. It said you get 3 free comics.
Mhm.
So I thought it meant for each comic you get 3 each, and I
Oh,
had a huge stack. And I'm like, no, it's for 1 comic each. I'm like, okay, I'll be back in a little bit. I have a little bit of sorting through to do, but I still ended up getting the 3, and I still bought some, not the whole stack,
yeah.
but some more
Let me cut
comics.
some of this down.
Yeah. So I got that one, Superman: The Death of Clark Kent,
That's cool.
for $1.
Yeah,
It was in a dollar bin, so I got that.
nice.
Also, I'm a big X-Men fan,
Mhm.
and those of you who don't know, I really like Mojo World, Mojo Longshot, Major Domo, but I got X-Men number 10.
Nice.
That's one I've been on the hunt for.
Great Jim Lee cover.
Yeah, I do think that's an awesome one. I love with the, you see the TV screens with the characters,
Yeah,
Longshot, Mojo,
yeah,
and then
that's
two.
wonderful.
One of my favorite X-Men stories is Executioner's Song, but I was missing this until I got it the other day, and it is the Strife file.
Nice. Very nice.
Yes, I was after that. And one thing I've been on the hunt for is I see everybody posting about Immortal Hulk, and I think those covers are some of the greatest covers like ever. Those Immortal Hulk covers are amazing. And
Did
in
you
the
get
dollar,
issue 1?
I did not get issue 1,
Oh,
but
okay.
I got issue 46 in the dollar bin, so I was really
Nice.
happy with that one. I thought the artwork, like I said, incredible
Yeah.
and like not bad for $1.
No, that's awesome.
I was
I
really
heard
happy.
the whole run is really good.
I did hear about that too. So I love those covers. And this one is special to the Codex Station. And this one, again, another dollar bin find, Buffy the Last Vampire Slayer, issue number 1, which was my first Boom Thursday. And this is the
And
one,
one shot.
yeah, that got us our first one shot ever.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
Good
First one
score,
shot with
Sonny.
Casey Gilly. It
Yeah.
was a good, fun day. And then I got some more.
Oh, okay.
Another, I got this one, this variant cover with
Ooh,
Mr. Miracle on the cover. That is, yeah, Dark Knight's Death Metal number 6.
like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not bad for $1. So I got that.
That's really good for $1.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, this. I'm like, okay, even if I'm not getting it for free, I can still pay $1.
Yeah. Oh,
Not
yeah.
bad. I got the Brave and the Bold number 1, Batman and Green Lantern. We have some
Nice.
Mark Waid, some George Perez art there.
Very nice.
So I had to get that.
Yeah.
And then I like Silver Sable in the Wild Pack. And of course, I love the Punisher. So I got Silver Sable, issue number 10.
That
Some issues of
whole
Punisher.
run, it's not super long, but that was good reads back in the 90s. That was awesome.
I like how the Punisher says, this ain't no place for a lady. And she says, so what are you doing here? Ooh, she's a sassy one.
Yeah.
Now, with this, I saw this. Look at that. DC
Ooh,
presents Superman and Ambush Bug.
nice.
Was at 81. And I'm like, oh, wait, Ambush Bug. What's his first appearance? So
DC Presents was DC's answer to Marvel Team Up.
yeah.
Yep.
And when I did find out that wasn't the first appearance of Ambush Bug, but his first appearance was in number 52, I did happen to find it. So there you go.
Ooh,
DC
very
presents
nice.
Superman and the Doom Patrol, and the new Doom Patrol, which happens to be the first appearance of Ambush Bug.
Wow, that's awesome.
But let me get through these other ones quicker.
Okay.
Nightwing Annual, number 1997. I love that cover. It's like, it even says up there, Pulp Heroes. It has like that
Yeah.
pulp comic feel to it.
Yeah,
Young romance. I love romance.
that's
But
wonderful.
I also like Death's Head. So Death's Head has a new series out. So I did get issues. Again, dollar bin fine. Death's Head, number 1, number 2.
Wow, very cool.
And then, I've been hearing you guys, especially I know Jamie really likes crossover. I haven't started reading them, but I've only heard good things about it. So I did not find issue number 1, but I found issue number 2.
Wow, very nice.
And issue number 3, a variant Spawn cover.
Nice.
Yeah, that one definitely grabbed my attention with Spawn.
Yep.
And then, of course, you guys know one of the greatest F listers ever. He's not been on our F list, but Jamie would consider him an F lister. His review was one of the funnest reviews we've ever had. And that is Exo Man of War. So there you go, Donovan Fine, Man
Wow.
of War 12, and when he kills this loser right here.
Yeah. Who was in Harbinger?
Yes. And after
Yeah.
this issue, he never returned.
Bye.
And then there's issue number 13.
With Solar Man of the Atom. Yeah.
That is correct. Yeah.
Very nice. I know my
I look.
Valiant stuff.
I even like looking at the advertisements in old comics too. I think they're always pretty interesting.
Yep.
What was around back then? And then from the comic shop, it was given free, and it is this one, Dawn of DC Primer.
That has a first appearance in it.
Oh,
I cannot remember who, but there is a first appearance in there.
I'm gonna have to look that up and make sure to bag and board it. But everybody, that is my mail call / my treasure gems found.
Nice. Good stuff in there, Sonny. Good stuff.
Oh yeah, it was a very fun day reading comics.
Nice.
And now we don't just buy comics, but we also get to work ourselves. And just the other day, ready for this, a series about a series. One, what was an honorable mention in the Latin America Film Awards. An honorable
Wait a
mention.
minute. Wait a minute. There we
Here
go.
we go. An honorable mention to a series about a series. In
Wow.
the Latin America Film Awards. And yeah, I decided I had my Maria printed out for me. But that's not what I've been up to. That's one of the things I was up to. It was a nice surprise to see that. But also, I had an interview on a podcast called Acting Savvy. You can check out the YouTube video now. Is it me and the lead actress in a series about a series? She has her show. Her YouTube channel is called Acting Savvy, and I was on there, was interviewed, and talk about things, obviously stuff about the show. But when asked about some of the other stuff I like to do, I had to mention that I am a huge comic book lover, and that I have
Oh,
this podcast that I host, and it is a part of this great station called the Code X Station. So it was a
look
great
at
time.
that.
I was glad to be on there, and yeah, it was a quick 12-minute chat. So I had a good time on there, and looking forward to more interviews with other podcasts and things like that.
Well,
But
Sonny, hopefully the Codex station will be able to snag you for an interview sometime. I know you're real busy, but if we can work it in, let me know.
we'll see. We'll have to look at this. I'll have to see.
Hey, I'll have
But
my people call your people.
sounds good. But yeah, that Codex station, it's been pretty busy lately. There's a lot going on. And Tim, I definitely wanted to hear about some things, that you'd like to mention. Like, for instance, there's that D&D show you guys got going on.
Yeah.
I got to make that character. But yeah, you guys have a lot
Yeah.
going on. Tell
So,
everybody.
ladies and gentlemen, there is a ton of stuff going on at the Codex station right now. Like Sonny just said, we have Dungeons and Dragons on Codex on Sundays. That is a wild adventure, and it is amazing and a lot of fun. And if you haven't seen it yet, episodes 0 and 1 are out right now on the YouTube channel, and episode 2 comes out this Friday. So you can check that out. It is a blast. Sal, Jamie, Kristen, Kevin, and Dan are all players. I'm dungeon mastering for them right now. And Sonny, I can't wait to see you come in there and have a good time too. Yeah, it's going really good. Really awesome. Everybody's having a good time, and I cannot wait to do episode 3. Beyond that, comic character of the week is going hard and heavy and strong. They got Martian Manhunter coming out later
Today.
tonight. Yeah, so you'll get a double dose of Codex today, and that'll be amazing. If you're watching this after the fact, ladies and gentlemen, just go watch it after you're done watching this episode. But beyond that, After Dark is going strong. We got comics of the week polls and back issue gems and treasures. Uncle Gary was on there with us just recently, the last episode, and that was amazing too. He showed us some more awesome comics from his 58,000 issue collection. And Sal and Dan are going to be going there very soon to get a full tour of his comic history museum. that Uncle
I'm looking
Gary
forward to
has.
that.
Yeah, I am
Just
too.
even when he talks, I see all the action figures around. I'm like,
That is a
that extra getting the
small
demon over
portion.
there. I want that.
Yeah, that is a small portion of a larger room that there's all kinds of stuff in there. But Uncle Gary is a wealth of comic book knowledge. Yeah, if you haven't seen that episode, go check it out. Obviously, Codex Lab new episode just came out. That has to do with FOMO, fear of missing out. Sal, Wes, and I give you some great information. Go take a look at that and so much more. Wes has got a new CGC unboxing video coming out soon. He just got the package in the mail today, but I know with his real life job and stuff like that, he's got to wait until the proper time to do a CGC
Yeah,
unboxing.
he's,
And I
he's like
think,
running Marvel, so his
yeah,
times are busy. Yeah.
yeah. So, but I'm pretty sure you guys are gonna love what he's got to show. I know there is some Power Rangers in there and some other things that I won't give away. Let Wes show you all that cool stuff. Beyond that, let's see here. Kristen's got some new reviews coming out soon. She's going to be getting those
Yes.
recorded for us here within the next couple of days. I'm excited. She's got like 6 on the way, so you'll be seeing those peppered in with Dan's awesome reviews and reviews right here from the Codex podcast. Beyond that, Sonny, if I am missing anything, let me know. But I think that's all the updates as far as all of that stuff goes.
For now, yeah. And then,
Yeah.
that's every now and then we like to put on artworks to tell you everything going on because
Yep.
there's always so much going on with the Codex station. And now, before we get on to our reviews, like I said, it's our 2-year anniversary.
Mhm.
And any predictions for the next year of the Codex podcast/station?
Predictions. I think within the next 2 years, we will get a massively huge name to interview, both for a one shot and a full interview, like a big name. I think we'll do that.
Well, who knows? Amelia Clark is going to be in Secret Invasion. Maybe we'll get her.
Reach out to her, Brie Larson. I'm looking at you. I'm
You got to
making my way. I'm gonna slide into
the
your DMs.
show
Ask for that
the
interview. She's tucked
the
away.
cardboard. Yeah.
She's tucked away. She's guarding the entrance so that way when my kids decide to sneak up on me, they see her first, and she's like,
Nice, perfect. If we get her for an interview, it's got to be somewhere in the background.
Oh, it'll be right here. It'll be staring her in the face.
She's like, okay,
Yeah.
perfect.
So
That
that's
would make
my
it. That would make it
prediction.
war better. Okay,
What
well,
about
cool.
what
So I
about you,
think
Sonny? What do you think?
cool. So your prediction, yeah, I like that prediction. A big major, so major, a huge A-list celebrity. We'll see. Hopefully, it happens. And for me, we are going to reach that 100. Obviously, you got a comment. Thank you for the congrats on the 2 years.
Thank you, Random Rick Reviews. That is amazing.
Thank you. For me, predictions we are going to hit when we get to next year. We will have already hit episode 100. We're right there. We have 19 left. We have a whole year to get to it.
Yep.
I do believe that we will hit the 1,000 subscriber mark by then. We're in the high 800s, so I don't see why things would slow down.
We
We're looking forward to
have
that.
125 subscribers to go, ladies and gentlemen. 125. That's all we need to make it to the 1,000 mark. If you know 125 people, have them come over here and hit that subscribe button. Otherwise, spread it around. We definitely would love to hit that mark before the end of the summer.
Another prediction I have for our show, I do predict a lot more. Obviously, the usual is a lot more great comic books to be reviewed, a lot more laughs between us, me, you, Jamie, and I think I do have a prediction that we're going to have some guests come on this show, some of the other members of the Codex station. I would like to
Ooh,
every now and then have some other people. And do you see that comment?
perfect. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Hmm.
Just make sure the numbers are different. That's the only difference between each of them, right? So
Yeah.
random email 1, random email 2.
And we go to different people's houses, make sure
Yes.
they always make them on their laptops and
Yeah.
things like that. Yeah.
Different IP addresses. There
Yeah,
you
hey,
go.
I didn't realize to be like, did you make 5 accounts on mine?
No, I
Didn't know what
made
you're talking about.
10.
I saw, it looked like a bear came into your house and I saw it by your laptop. I'm not saying it was the bear's fault. I'm just saying what I saw.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
you know.
So some good predictions for the Code X podcast.
Yes.
Looking forward to another year of fun and some great reviews and some great comic books. And now we move on. But before we actually get to it, I know one more thing because I would like to say that because the story we're reviewing is Batman Holy Terror. It does deal with
Mhm.
a lot of, like I said, religion. One thing I would like to just say, just in general, is that I do believe the world, we could all do better in being a lot more religious. We could be a lot better with religious acceptance of people whose beliefs are different from ours, people who maybe, even if they don't have a belief or they do have beliefs, you know, we shouldn't be so quick to be angry, to judge, maybe just either to listen or even to say, maybe we don't agree on this, but there's other things we can talk about and agree on. So I think the world just needs a little more acceptance, a little more understanding, and a little more love. You know?
Yes.
So with that said, hopefully we can all get along. But now we move on to our review of the week. And today we are reviewing Batman Holy Terror. And as usual, Tim has the credits.
That is correct. So, Batman Holy Terror is an Elseworld story that came out in the 90s, I believe 92. I could be wrong on the year. But it was written by Alan Brennert with artwork by Norm Brayfogle, colors by Laverne Kinzuriski, and letters by Bill Oakley.
Okay. And as usual, I will get us started with a bit of a run through of most of the story. So, in this Elseworld story, in Gotham Town, not Gotham City, in Gotham Town, the world, well, the whole world, but we're focusing on Gotham Town, is a lot more of how did you word it before? Very,
Um, uh, an overtly exaggerated evangelical society.
thank
Yeah.
you, yes. So the world is, yes, a lot more religious, but, or at least so they say. And we start the story off with the murders of a certain Bruce Wayne's parents. So obviously we know that that happened, and they're saying, "Oh, who did it? Oh, it's probably just somebody we don't know, but just some thief." But years later, Bruce Wayne is an adult. He is saying goodbye to Alfred. Alfred is leaving, and then eventually, as Bruce Wayne is alone, Jim Gordon comes up to him. Actually, earlier, Jim Gordon was told basically to leave the murder of the Waynes alone, to kind of just
Yep.
let it go, basically turn a blind eye to it. So years later, when Bruce Wayne is an adult, Jim Gordon tells him, "Here's what really happened. I'm sorry, but it was the council ordered your parents to be killed." And so Bruce wants to investigate more. He speaks with McNider, who McNider was somebody who worked alongside the Waynes, and you see this image, or you see a page with panels that, Thomas Wayne was a doctor, and he worked on people like, let's say, for instance, there was a homosexual man, and there was like, oh, they people had been experimenting on him, basically on his brain, this poor guy, because he was homosexual, and then there was a woman that she had gotten, I believe, was it she got an abortion or something like that,
I think so.
and
She
then
yeah, she wanted to and did, and then
Sh yes, because she couldn't get one, so she
yep,
tried other means, so she
yep.
was in very bad condition. So, because of things like that, Thomas Wayne was, like I said, helping people. He was a doctor, and as doctors do, they help everybody. They're not supposed to judge, but because he was helping all these people that, in this society, they were not to be accepted, that's why the council pretty much had Bruce Wayne's parents murdered,
Mhm.
and McNider even at one point. I like how he says about the priests and everybody, the council. He says they're self-appointed interpreters of God.
Yeah.
That they did. That they think they're above everybody. So Bruce Wayne figures, okay, I'm going to get in closer with them. So Bruce gets ordained and becomes a reverend, and that's when he's doing more of his research. He's investigating more the deaths of his parents, and he wants to know who exactly ordered them killed, who killed them. He wants vengeance. He wants revenge. He finds Lemuel, and he questions Lemuel, and Lemuel says, "Oh, I did not do it, but I wish I did. I wish I did have." He's like, "I remember the Waynes.
I
I wish
wish I
I
cast that vote.
yes," but he didn't. And Bruce says, "Okay, I'm not going to kill him, but okay." So in case I I don't think I mentioned it, but Bruce has now become Batman. Yes, before he
Yep.
confronts Lemuel, he becomes Batman. This Batman is a little bit different looking, but pretty similar to the usual Batman we know and love. So as Batman, that's when he confronts Lemuel. And after Lemuel says that, like, oh, I wish I had cast that vote, Batman pits Lemuel in drag and ties him up outside. So he knows he's going to be kicked out of the council for being
Yep.
dressed like that. And then he in his investigation, he finds a detention center, and here he finds this is where we see many of the most beloved characters in DC, such as Barry Allen.
Hmm.
And speaking with Barry, Barry is behind this glass, and he basically inspires Barry to break himself out. So Barry does, and they're walking, they're talking, they're chatting a bit about things, and we see other characters like we see Arthur Curry, and he's basically in almost a catatonic state. He's just like with his eyes wide, he can't even speak, and even Barry brings a tear to his eye, like, "Oh,
Yeah.
Arthur, what did they do to you?"
They
And he's
broke him.
they did, yeah, and they've done this. Yes, the council they've broken many of these superheroes, or because they're different, because they have powers,
Yeah.
and Barry even tells Bruce about the experiment that they were trying to have Arthur make kids with other women,
Yeah.
and we see a mermaid woman, and she's just living in agony and misery.
Yeah.
But they're confronted by Zatanna, and Zatanna she is with the council, and she's wearing a big cross as she's attacking them, and eventually they defeat Zatanna. But then Erdell, the main villain pretty much of this story, confronts them. But of course, he's not going to fight them. He has Clayface fight the
Yeah.
guys. But actually, Erdell, he hits a button, and then it sets Barry Allen on fire. And then it's when he has Clayface fight and take Batman away.
Because he
And
figured out how to get around Barry's aura speed force that protects him from friction.
yes, he did.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that is how he did that. And then when he has Clayface take Batman, he shows, okay, here's, you don't want to listen. I'll show you what happens to people who don't listen, to people who are different. And he introduces him to a green man. But this is not any regular green man. This is the man we know as the Man of Steel, Superman. And he is hung up, and he's basically a corpse.
Yeah.
And he says, this is, yeah, this, whoever this guy is, his parents, as soon as they found this boy, they turned him over to us. So, there was a thing with a lot of the, the overly religious people, as they would say
Mhm.
religious, but they were very mean. They, had such a control of the world. So people like Martha and Jonathan Kent, except once they
Yep.
found this baby, they just turned him over. And that's why they experimented on Superman. And even though Batman is looking, he doesn't know who Superman is, but he even says, somehow I just feel like the world has lost
Yep.
its greatest hope.
Yep.
And he starts thinking of everybody he's lost, everyone who has died. And he breaks away from Clayface, and he says, damn you to hell. And that's where I'll stop my run
Ooh.
through of the story. If you want to know more, check out Batman Holy Terror. It is a great Elseworld story. And before I give my rating, there was one part towards the end that really meant a lot to me as someone who has faith, but someone who isn't somebody who goes to church every weekend. But I have my own individual beliefs as well. So this part really meant a lot to me, and it was when Batman is talking, because he's a reverend basically by day, Batman by night, and
Mhm.
he's talking. He did say, he says McNider was right. The words are still true, and if I am true to the words, the path I follow is a righteous one. God is not the state, and the state is not God. Defiance of God's self-styled interpreters is not denial of God. I will serve him in my own ways.
There you
I
go.
really like that part. That part really meant a lot to me, and that part alone brings the number up. And this was a story that we had read, and then, like I said, we were going to go over it a few days ago. A couple things pushed the show back a couple of days, so
Yep.
I got to go over it again. And each time I seem to go over Batman Holy Terror, my grade seems to rise a bit more. So in due time, the rating for Batman Holy Terror may rise more. For right now, like I said, I enjoyed the maybe, but for right now, I really enjoyed the story. I enjoyed the artwork. I enjoyed the story. Like I said, the whole thing. It's a different tale, a different take on Batman, but we still get to see some of the original characters.
Yep.
The things that were a little off for me was I don't like. I always say, like, I don't like superheroes being killed off too quickly, especially when they're so big. but I felt the beginning was a little bit slower. It's very dialogue heavy. I'm usually
Mhm.
okay with dialogue, but somebody who, let's say, isn't so keen on so much dialogue, they might be a little turned off by it. But I would say to stick with it because it definitely picks up. But for me, it's a great story. I do recommend Batman Holy Terror. For me, I give Batman Holy Terror a 9 out of 10.
Amazing.
Now, Tim, you know what? Actually, we should say it was the Kodak Station's very own Dan Kelly who recommended this,
Yeah.
and then you put in the
So
chat, and then so now I'm curious to see what you think of this story.
yeah, so a while ago, I think it was after Dan had done the Batman Captain America crossover, when he had done the review for that. Him and I were talking, and he had mentioned, or it might have been after I did the review for Speeding Bullets, even he had mentioned Batman Holy Terror, and I was like, "Ooh, I have it. I just haven't read it yet." And he's like, "You really need to read that. You need to check this out." So that's what I did. Right along with you, Sonny. I recommended it to you for this week's episode. You were all for it, and here we are. You got a 9 out of 10 for that, and that's amazing. So, Batman Holy Terror. This to me is top-notch storytelling. I loved reading this. The overtly uh dangerous evangelical society that Batman and the DC universe proper is in here is insane. It is wild, it is authoritarian, it is Big Brother, it is all of that stuff. But the people that are in charge have drifted so far away from, like, and even in the beginning of the story, it's talking about like the founder of the council and all this other stuff and how he was righteous and this and that. But other people, as the years go on, the centuries go on, the power gets more corruptive and goes and goes and goes until it gets to the point that we're at now where absolute power corrupts absolutely, and the people that claim to be religious are no longer religious. Like, religion is the last thing that's on their mind, but on the forefront of their mind to use for control. And here in the real world, we have seen that before. But with that being said, this story is captivating, it is raw, and it is very gritty. It feels like if Batman were created in an independent title, this is exactly what it would be. This would be an independent Batman, like if it was done in Dark Horse or Valiant, or even not even Image, like Eclipso Comics or something like that. You know, some of the old stuff, the old '80s stuff. That's what it felt like to me. The artwork, Norm Brayfogle, with colors by Laverne Kudzerski, and the letters with Bill Oakley. Wonderful, wonderful. This is an absolutely amazing story. Highly recommend. And yeah, you definitely need to check this out. Dan, thank you very much for recommending this, because Sonny, I am right there with you. This gets a beautifully earned 9 out of 10 from me as
Wow,
well. Yeah,
like I said, amazing.
this was
Same
great.
me.
Yeah, this is right up there with Speeding Bullets, one of my favorite Batman Elseworld
That's a
stories.
great one too. Yeah.
Yeah,
So Batman Holy Terror from me and Tim. So basically, the Code X podcast gives Batman Holy Terror a 9 out of 10.
there you go.
Do yourself a favor and check it out. It's a great one.
Mhm. Yeah, definitely. This is one of the best Elseworld stories I've ever read. Really good.
Agreed.
Yeah.
And now we can tell everybody that next week we will be back. We are scheduled for the usual Tuesday, and our next story that we will be reviewing will be the one shot from the Amazing Spider Man 188, and that is The Jigsaw is Up.
Oh, there you go.
So
Jigsaw's second appearance.
that is right. So Spider Man taking on Jigsaw, that'll be on Tuesday. But everyone, I think we could wrap this episode up, but it has been 2 years of the Code X podcast that did become the Code X station. It has grown so much. Ooh, excuse me. It has grown so much into something huge, bigger than I think even me and Jamie even originally thought when we started and had that first episode. It has come a long way, and thank you everyone for joining us, whether you join us from episode 1 or 10 or everything, and everybody who has come along the way, like this guy right next to me, Tim, who we didn't even know you when that first episode began.
Nope.
But now
10
we have a
episodes later, there I was.
there you were, and now look at that. We are in episode 81. It's you and I hosting this one. The Codex Station is going to something so huge. Like we said later on today, make sure to stick around for the Codex Station, and they will be having their episode of Comic Character of the Week, focusing on the Martian Manhunter. Somebody
Yes.
who I really love. Great
Yeah.
character. But everyone, thank you again. I look forward to seeing you all more episodes of the Codex podcast and more things from the Codex Station. And again, I look forward to celebrating 3 years of the Codex podcast next year with you all. So everyone, take care. I will let this guy finish this thing up.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, don't forget we are on all the socials. All you got to do is type in the Codex Station, and that is where you will find us. Your favorite social media platforms and where you're watching us live streaming right now. Once again, at the Codex Station. Hit the like, share, subscribe, and follow. If you love this type of content that we love doing for you all the time, every time, please do us a favor and hit that like button, hit the share, hit the subscribe, hit the follow. Do what you need to do so that way you don't miss out on more awesome content from the Codex Station. Also, right over here, that neat little QR code, it's right up there. That is our Patreon. Sonny gave a great description of what is available for you at the Patreon in the beginning of the episode, and I'll glance over that. That is $3 or $7. You get access to talking to your favorite creators here on the Codex Station, exclusive Do You Know competitions, behind the scenes content, access to the pre-show, and so much more for the price of a cup of coffee, guys. If you so please, we would love to have you. Do us a favor, check out patreon.com/the Codex Station. Also, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to get awesome merchandise like what Sonny's got behind him right back there, you can do that. You can go to thecodexstation.com, head over there to get some merch, meet the team, and so much more. Right there's an awesome sticker that Jamie loves amazingly, and that was his idea. He was like, we need stickers. I was like, yeah, Jamie, that's a great idea. And so there we have it. Ladies and gentlemen, please head over to thecodexstation.com for all your Codex needs. And one more thing before we get out of here. The sponsor for this week's episode is Dubby Energy. All you got to do is head over to dubby.gg to save 10% on your order by using keyword code -X at checkout. Amazing energy drinks, no crash, no jitters. Sal and Jamie explain it best, and they did a commercial for it, which will be coming out here soon. So take a peek at that. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Tim. This guy over here is the beautifully talented Sonny Kruger. This is the Codex Podcast. We are the Codex Station, and we'll see you next time.